gentlemen, and welcome to Davis Field on the campus of SUNY Cortland and the championship game of the first annual men's lacrosse tournament. Today, the number 1 seeded Cortland Red Dragons face the 2nd seeded Oneonta Red Dragons. Now, let's meet the starting lineup. First, for the Oneonta Red Dragons. At attack, a junior from Floral Park, number 2, Dan Backey. A senior from Hicksville, number 8, Matt Puerta. A senior from Port Jefferson, number 21, Anthony Pisciato. In the midfield, a senior from Shoreham, number 7, Mike Massari. A junior from Auburn, number 19, Brian Belash. A junior from Holbrook, number 22, Vincent Schettino. On defense, a junior from DeWitt, number 11, Luke Rabidou. A junior from Janesville, number 20, Seth Baker. A sophomore from Endwell, number 36, Josh Sussman. And in goal for Oneonta, sophomore from Islip, number 1, Mike Lauer. The head coach of Oneonta in his first season is Stuart Moan. He's assisted by Jeremy Durin and Derry Thornton. Now, let's meet the starters for the Cortland Red Dragons. At attack, a freshman from North Syracuse, number 2, Adam Hughes. A junior from Rockville Center, number 15, Craig Degnan. A senior from Melville, number 29, Rob McKeefrey. In the midfield, a junior from Orchard Park, number 1, Derek Elvin. A sophomore from Ridgewood, New Jersey, number 11, Andrew Ross. A senior from Brentwood, number 22, Jason Lambert. On defense, a senior from Massa, Pequot Park, number 3, Justin Mendelson. A senior from Endicott, number 37, Chris Osecki. A sophomore from Suffolk, number 44, Frank Estrella. And in goal for Cortland, a junior from Long Valley, New Jersey, number 21, Steve Feltman. Head coach of Cortland in his 2nd season is Leland Rogers. He's assisted by Mike Joyce, Brad Carr, and Brendan Conan. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA, SUNY Cortland, and the SUNYAC promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for immediate removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is strictly prohibited. And just a reminder that smoking and dogs are also prohibited from all SUNY Cortland athletic events. Thank you very much.
Okay, announcements have been made. Teams meeting at the center of the field for their final instructions from the referees. Goalies shake hands. Mike Lauer, sophomore from Islip, New York, runs back to his goal, and he greets up with his defense as we're ready to play some college lacrosse. This, a championship game. The winner advances automatically to the NCAA tournament. Loser, very good chance at the ECAC tournament. Opening face-off, Dave Kilcourse. Luke Rabideau was on one wing with Mike Messeri on the other. Cortland with possession. This, the opening face-off here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Cortland. So, Oneonta on the defense for the first sequence of the game. Defense there is Messeri. Nice double team by Rabideau. Forces the midi to give it off on top. These two teams very familiar with each other. They met last week. Pass in front, down on the ground, going to be collected by Matt Cook. He gets triple team there, gives off, but we have a whistle. And a good hustle there by Matt Cook. So Dave Cortland walks on the field to set up for the first man-up situation. Oneonta with a man-up situation on that last
Cortland penalty on number 29, Rob McKeefrey. 1 minute personal for slashing. Time of the penalty, 14-11. That's McKeefrey, a 1 minute personal for slashing.
This is Messeri. He's going to give off to Messeri, looking to shoot from the top. Pass in front, shot. Saved, but picked up in front of the cage by another shot saved by the goalie. Picked up loose ball. Matt Puerta picks up the loose ball and finds the open net. And Oneonta, with first blood here, draws a 1-0 lead on a Matt Puerta goal. All right, Matt, 1-0 O-State. Crowd loved it. Dave Kilcourse back on the face-off. Same wings, Messeri, Rabideau, and this one collected by Cortland. And they'll run the ball into their offensive end.
Oneonta goal scored by number 8, Matt Puerta. Unassisted,
Defense
time to goal, 13:33. It's a man-up goal. That's Puerta, unassisted at 13:33.
And this time it's Seth Baker on some great defense. The possession remains with Cortland. Makes a move to the basket. Shot underneath the legs of Mike. And Cortland quickly ties it up at 1 apiece. Kilcourse is on the face-off again, and Dave's going to win this one. His first of the afternoon. And he takes it into the offensive box for Oneonta. Flips it up in the air, and it's stolen by Cortland. And stolen back by Puerta, who tight ropes the sideline, but is called out of bounds. It's going to be white ball. So the inbound will be by Longstick. And they're going to use the whole field on this clear. And the ball is in the offensive box for Cortland. We have a tie score here. Opening minutes, quarter number 1, it's a 1 apiece. Number 1 seed playing the number 2 seed. This, the first annual championship of the SUNYAC tournament. 1 against 2. Defense there was Gildersleeve. He's got his long stick out on front, out on top. And now it's JW. Ball down on the ground. And it is being fought for and comes away with it, Cortland. Quick pass into the box, shot, saved by Lauer. Ball's kicked back into the crease, and this is Sussman. Josh gives off to Oneonta, and this is Pereira heading right to the goal. He is double teamed there and picks up the loose ball, and he has to give it off to Mike Masseri on top. Masseri steps into the box, steps back. Mike Masseri, senior. And this is Brian Belash. Brian's going to give it up to Schettino, who gives back to Brian. Brian, nice move. Takes a shot, hits the post, bounces out, picked up by Cortland. And the goalie is being harassed. And it looks like there's a clear here, a real quick run by Cortland. Shot goes in. Underneath, looks like they're trying to beat Mike Lowe, and they did on that one. It's 2-1 Cortland. Oneonta finds itself behind for the first time. Kilcourse on the ball goes flipped way up in the air. It's picked up by Cortland. And quickly, their shot goes down and collected there by Oneonta and Dave Kilcourse. Dave gives off to Gildersleeve. Gets back to pick up the loose ball. He's triple teamed. And down, we have a whistle. So Mike Masseri is going to inbound all the way over to Baker, and he gives off to Belash. Belash goes into the offensive end. He finds a man wide open. A shot saved by the goalie, but it's picked up by Oneonta, and they'll have possession. That was Backey, Pisciato, who picked it up. Gives off to Mike Masseri, and Mike's going to walk it around on top. Mike, nice pass. Going to go out of bounds. White ball. Good ride there by Oneonta, forcing a bad pass by Cortland, and Oneonta will have possession. Masseri into Keith Adler. Keith moves the ball into the offensive box, gives it up to James Battaglia. James goes behind, back to James. This is Masseri. Mike.
Come on, Lloyd.
Looking to shoot, but he's got to give it a long pass over here. It goes over the head and out of bounds. Intended for Battaglia.
Come on, guys, get back here. Let's go, Steve.
Very close to the line on that one, but it looks like we get a no call. This is possession. Cortland, they lead it 2-1. Nice check there. Nice double team by Oneonta, and we have a whistle. Push on Black. Seth Baker came up to, along with a shot saved by Mike Lauer. And the ball down on the ground, picked back up by Cortland. They're going to take it to the goal. And now they find themselves behind the goal. Shot. Goal. This time they went on top. 3-1 Cortland. 3-1 Cortland. Kilcourse at midfield with the face-off.
Gotta get this face-off.
Ball going to be scooped up by Rabideau, and whistle. Violation on O-State.
Come on, guys.
Correction, the violation was on Cortland, so it's O-State's ball. And this is Schettino, Vincent. In the offensive box, right side. Being guarded by a short stick, gives off to Dan Backey. Dan back to Masarian on top to Brian Bailash. Brian checked, gives off, saves it, and throws it away. Okay, this is a long ride by Oneonta. Nice check from behind, but we have a whistle, and it's going to be an Oneonta ball. They should pick it up and go on the whistle, wherever the ball is. Oh, okay, it's going to be picked up by Masari. Mike's going to cross midfield and go into the offensive end for Oneonta, and steps into the offensive box. O-State down 3-1 here. We're about halfway through the first quarter. That's Bailash. His pass goes over the head, but picked up by Mike Masari. Mike back on top to Vince Schettino. Vince
Come on, Mike!
with possession. Pass behind, looking for the open man. Back to Schettino, ball down, stolen by Cortland, and their pass goes over the head and stolen back by, this is some numbers, nice move, Puerta, shot goal, Mike. Matt Puerta made a beautiful move, looked to be passing, but shot instead and beat goalie for Cortland, and Puerta in with his second goal and the second for O-State. They cut the lead 3-2.
Matt Puerta, 1.
So Oneonta gets one back. Got about 5 minutes to play in this quarter, and ball is collected by Cortland.
Good job!
And they'll take it into their offensive box. Defense there is Gildersleeve. Nice check by Brad, but the ball is picked up by Cortland. They're setting up out in front. Pass picked off there by Mike Lauer. Mike's going to take it out of his circle and walk it up and give off to Keith Adler. Adler is going to be double teamed, but he's going to go. Oh, he's checked. Pass behind the back, shot goes out of bounds, but it is backed up by Cortland. That was a tough play because Mike Lauer was not set in goal, and they take it out. Cortland. A lot of action here in the first quarter. 3-2. Cortland. That was Sussman, who was way out on top of his man. Cortland looks to settle down a little bit here. Nice check there. Kicked forward and checked by Baker. Seth way out on top, but it's taken back by Cortland. Finds a man in front, pass, drop, but picked up by Cortland. Somehow they seem to be finding those loose balls. Oneonta back on the task of playing defense. Keith Adler pushes out the short stick, pass in front, shot, goal. So that goal makes it 4-2. We got about 3 minutes to play, and Cortland wins the faceoff.
Good, how you doing?
They lead it 4-2. We're in the closing moments of the first quarter. Number 1 seed against the number 2 seed. Oh, coming in, nice save by Mike Lauer. Mike's going to take it himself. Goes back to Gildersleeve and gives it up to Baker. Seth to Schettino. Vince double team there, but breaks the press. Gives off Puerta. Hard shot blocked by Messeri, goes out of bounds. Backed up by Ostate. 52 to play. First quarter. This is Pisciato. Anthony. Gives up behind the cage to Dan Backey. Dan will be guarded there by a long stick from Cortland. Gives off to Brian Belash. Brian makes a nice move toward the cage. Nice pass in front. Shot. Oh. Defense was there to knock it down, and it's collected. Back by Oneonta, and all right. Pretty play by Dan Backey. And Oneonta gets it back again and trail it now 4-3. Dan Backey with a pretty move on the goalie and beats him.
Oneonta goal scored by number 2, Dan Backey. Assisted by number 21, Anthony Pisciato. Time of the goal.
So Dave Kilcourse back on the face-off. He's got Rabideau and Adler on the wings. Ball clipped and picked up by Cortland. And they're going to wait for a midi switch as they hang out on top here. Defense there is Keith Adler. Got about minute 45 to play. Shot saved by Mike in front. Ball down and a push. No call. Another hard shot by Baker. And the refs seem to be letting him play this first quarter. Shot goes wide right. Nice save in front. But again picked up by Cortland. Hard shot wide right. Okay, back to the action here. First quarter, 4-3. About a minute to play, first quarter. Oh, pass. Picked up. Sussman. Oh, his pass down on the ground, and
this is the last minute of play in the first quarter.
Chased down by Oneonta. Beautiful play. Pass in front. Shot. Oh, bounces in front of the cage. We have a whistle. Flag down. That's the time remaining in quarter number 1. Oneonta with a man-up situation. Their second of the game. And this is Messeri. They get about
Cortland penalty on number 22, Jason Lambert.
1
minute personal for illegal body check at 50 seconds. That's Lambert, 1 minute personal at 50 seconds.
This is Brian Belash. Brian gives it up to, this is Dave Cortland. Messeri, nice pass and shot. Oh, just saved by the goalie, but picked up there by Belash. Pass in front. Shot saved again by the goalie. And he lets it fire, lets it go, and it is collected there by Mike Lauer.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that was a dandy, a great first quarter.
3.
Both teams battling each other here at Cortland, and it was a great one. Cortland with a narrow 4-3 lead over Oneonta. Teams switch sides. Dave Kilcourse on the faceoff to open the second quarter, and violation on Dave. It's going to be Cortland ball. shot's going to go wide left, but it is backed up by Cortland. So Cortland inbounds with possession, opening seconds of the second quarter. And a nice defense there by Matt, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Cortland ball. Defense there was Baker. Matt Blasey on the defense here. Pass in front. Shot saved by Michael. Goes out of bounds, though. A good hustle by Lauer. And the inbound is quickly behind Mike's cage. And another shot that's picked up this time by Belash. Clear here goes to Matt Cook. Nice clear Matt. Goes to Puerta, who comes up to pick it up. And he's being harassed by a long stick, drops the ball and loses it, but we have a whistle. Hold on Cortland as ball is awarded back to Oneonta. This is Brian Belash. Brian makes a quick move to the left. And Oneonta passes the ball around clockwise around the cage. Oh, the pass goes down on the ground and collected by Cortland. Pass, ball's down on the ground, picked up by the goalie, who's going to clear it. And he's going to give it up to a midi, who's guarded by Schettino. That was a man-up situation for O State. I think both teams are at full strength now.
Push him out of there, defense!
Mike Masseri guards with that short stick as Cortland moves the ball behind the cage. Being patient, setting up a play out front. Move toward the cage. Good defense there by Oneonta. Ball goes out of bounds, but looks like we have a whistle. So the first time this afternoon, the man down team for O State has to trot onto the field. And Cortland will be a man up for at least 30 seconds. We'll wait for the call here.
Oneonta penalty on number 12, Brad Gildersleeve. A 1-minute personal for slashing. Time of the penalty, 11:34. That's Gildersleeve slash
Hard
134.
shot saved by Lauer.
11:34.
Makes a pretty play, gives off to Sussman, and Josh, his pass dropped and picked up, ball high in the air, and chased down there by and collected by Cortland. But Oneonta with a good hustle after that. So Cortland will have to set up with a man-up situation. But so far, the Red Dragons have worked off a lot of the penalty. Shot. Jeez, I don't know how that went in, but it did.
It's Degnan from Meyer, a man up
Goal
goal
scored
at
with about
10:56.
10:50, and Kilcourse back on a face-off. Killer still fighting for it. Got 3 Oneonta players on it. We have a whistle. Ball's awarded to Cortland, Oneonta. And Masseri brings the ball into the offensive end around the cage. Gives it off to Brian Belash. Brian, right-hand cradle guarded by a short stick, goes behind the cage. Slows things down, looking for an opportunity to pass, makes a nice quick move, switches hands, but is pushed out, so he's got to give it up. And this to Backy, back to Belash. Brian, spin move. Pass, oh, over the head of Chatino out of bounds. Okay, clear, Cortland. Pass in front, shot, save. But collected up behind the cage by Cortland. They've been able to do that most of the game. Take a shot and end up with the ball. This is Matt Blasey playing defense. 16 on 16. Pass in front, shot, save. Lauer goes out of bounds. As usual, Mike Lauer's come up real big in the first half. Some key saves. Ball shot passed, goes down on the ground, picked up by Cortland, and they have possession. And this is Seth Baker on the defense. This time, Rabideau's on the defense. It's junior from DeWitt, New York. Back on top. This time it's Blasey. Shot saved by Mike. Quickly gives off. And a hard pass down on the ground. Chased down by Cortland. And they have possession. Crosses midfield. And there's a midi switch, thus the patience. Pass, shot, save in front by Lauer, but he picked up, and Mike out-hustles Cortland, I believe, to the ball. Ref didn't see it that way, so it was awarded to Cortland. They have the ball in their offensive end. They have most of this quarter, this second quarter. They lead it 5-3. A bouncer kicked forward by Mike, but is picked up by Cortland. And they're looking in front. Save, Lauer, and Mike's going to chase this one down and give it off beautifully to Baker, and Seth's pass over the head, but collected by Cortland. Boy. And they're going to use their goalie on this ride. We have a 5-3 score here at Cortland. The number 1 seed and the number 2 seeds. Pass, shot, goal. We have 6 minutes, 30 seconds to play before the half. Cortland has increased their lead now to 3. It's 6-3. Kilcourse wins the face-off's going to give over here to Chatino. Nice clear, and Chatino runs the ball into the offensive end to Masseri. Correction, Pisciato, who's guarded by a long stick way out on top. Anthony gets checked, drops, picks up the ball. Back to Masseri. Okay, back on top. Masseri's going to go fake and go back to Brian. Brian Belash back up on top to Masseri. Mike cradles left hand. Gets pushed. And this is Belash. Brian makes a nice move. Heading toward the cage. Slip shot save. Belash harassing the long stick. And clear for Cortland. And they'll hold on to the ball with a 3-goal lead here in the first half. Masseri guards. Pass. Shot wide left, backed up by Cortland. Seth Baker guards the inbound pass, switches men. Hard shot goes right of the cage this time, bounces out of bounds. Good switch there by Rabideau. Forces a quick pass. Shot inside. Blocked and down on the ground, and ball being kicked by both teams. Thrown way into the offensive area for Oneonta and chased down by Cortland, but they're still checking for the ball.
There's a push.
Keep it up, keep it up!
And we have a whistle. And that play awarded
Timeout,
to
Oneonta.
O-State. They'll have possession. Coach Moan calls his first timeout. The O-State defense returns with Rabideau, Baker, Sussman, and of course Mike Lauer at goal. And the offense will take their turn at trying to get something going here. Boy, there's a check. This is Dan Backey up on top. And Brian Belash. Brian. And this is Anthony Pisciato, who continues to keep the ball up on top. Goes to Brian Belash. Gonna find Schettino. Vince. Right hand cradle, gonna go behind the cage. Finds Masseri. Mike trying to find an open man. Has to go back on top, and this is Puerta and Oneonta. Moves the ball around, now in the back of the cage. Pass. Hard shot by Puerta, goes out of bounds. Dan Backey's going to inbound here with about 3:30 to play before the half. Short pass goes back to Backey. Dan tried to muscle his way, and we have a whistle. Ball on O-State's going to go to Cortland. So clear here by Cortland as they continue in their offensive end here in the remaining few minutes of the first half. 6-3. Number 1 seed, Cortland, on top over the number 2 seed. Cortland ranked number 3 in the country. Oneonta ranked number 16. And Cortland appears to be patient at this stage with a 6-3 lead.
This is the last minute of play in the second quarter.
Shot.
Who's got that guy?
Picked up quickly behind the cage. Boy. Pass in front, another nice save by Mike Lauer, and picked up by the long stick, thrown into the offensive end and picked up by Anthony Pisciato. Pisciato with possession. O-State trying to get a shot here before the end of the half. It's Mike Masseri, and Belash comes on the field. Masseri trying to get an angle to shoot. Continues to maintain possession. Nice move. Defense is there, pass in front, shot saved by the goalie. Ball goes down, and he's gonna let it fly, and that saved by the Cortland goalie ends
and Oneonta
half number 1 with the Red Dragons from Cortland leading the Red Dragons from Oneonta 6-3. Got another half to play, guys. Score at the end of 1 half. Okay, the O-State Red Dragons with a terrific cheer from the crowd will head back on the field. They trail it 6-3. Dave Kilcourse will open the face-off against Cortland. He has Mike Masseri on one wing, Luke Rabideau on the other. Second half of play. Number 1 seed against the number 2 seed. Cortland wins the face-off. They have a 6-3 lead here. End possession. This game to decide the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, and also to decide the first champion ever of the SUNYAC tournament, a tournament that I'm sure is going to be around for a while. Shot, score. So Oneonta opens the score with, or Cortland opens the score here in the second half. They lead it 7-3.
13, that's Roth from McKeefrey at 14-13.
Kilcourse facing off. And won there again by Cortland. Nice check by Matt Ford, a pretty play, should be Oneonta ball. No, correction, they gave it to Cortland. Looked to me like Ford had forced that ball out of bounds. And this pass down on the ground, but it's collected by Cortland. Shot wide right. Shot again goes in.
13-35.
So the possession goes back to Cortland again. Seth Baker defending. Pass down on the ground, picked up Sussman. Gonna find Matt Cook. Matt gives off to Kilcourse, and Dave double team there, gives off to Shatino, pass down on the ground. Nice check from behind by Puerta. Another nice check coming on by Matt Cook, and we have a whistle. All right, timeout goes to Cortland. So this is after the Cortland timeout. No, pass out of bounds. Okay, good defense, O State. Going to be picked up by junior Luke Rabideau.
Yeah, Sean!
Luke finds Mike Lauer. Mike, and again to Luke. He gets checked. So Cortland with possession again, leading 9-3.
Check him!
Shot down on the ground. And again, checking there was Seth Baker. But Cortland with possession. Vince Shatino facing off. And Oneonta finds itself down 10-3 here with about halfway through the third quarter. Good poke check there by Rabideau, another one, and this is Matt Cook. Shatino on the defense. Good defense by Rabideau and again, a good defensive series here by O State. Good check. This is Messeri playing good defense, and the crowd loves it. Defense there is Schettino, beauty, and a shot, weak one, picked up by Oneonta, and another check there. Nice check by Matt Cook, and picked up there by the goalie, Mike Lauer. Mike makes a nice move, is going to clear it to Messeri, and Messeri brings the ball on the offensive end for O State, and Oneonta in desperate need of a goal. Shot goal, and they get it by Anthony Pisciotto. Left-hand shot beats the goalie and stops the bleeding. 10-4.
Anthony Pisciotto, assisted by number 8, Matt Puerta. Time of the goal, 6:45.
All right, face-off won by Oneonta. They've got some life here with about 6 minutes to play before this quarter ends. Quickly behind the cage. And O State, last time they were down here, collected a goal. They're looking for another one. This is Dan Backey. Gives off to Mookie. Mookie guarded by a short stick. Gonna give to Keith Adler. Adler. Right hand cradle on top. To Battaglia. James. Pass in front. Intercepted. And got a nice hit there. Ball down on the ground. Good hustle by Oneonta. Still down, picked up Cortland. And a nice clear. Pass, bounce shot. No good. Shot, save, Lauer. Out of bounds. Good double team there by the defense. All right, this is Baker, but Seth slips. Shot.
In.
Keith Adler on the face-off here. But possession, Cortland. Baker with defense. Nice double team, ball down on the ground and picked up by Mike Lauer. He's doing a save by Lauer. In the crease, gonna be Oneonta ball. Mike Lauer shaking up a bit, gets a great round of applause from the crowd. All right, this is a clear to Adler. Gives off to Sullivan, and Sean breaks it into the offensive end. So this is a clear that worked. We have a whistle. Oneonta with a 30-second man-up situation here.
Cortland penalty, number 18, Steve Blanchard. 30-second technical for holding time of the penalty, 3:38. That's Blanchard, a 30-second.
And Cortland throws it away, so Oneonta ball. Messeri, pass in front. Oh, intercepted. The midi that was penalized came in behind and stole. Long stick shot is picked up by we don't know yet, as it looks like Cortland's going to have possession. Shot hits the post. Seth Baker with it. His pass is picked up by Backey, down, and Cortland with it on a breakaway here. Pass in front, shot. Goes in. And a penalty.
Number 20, Seth Baker, 1 minute for slashing.
Kilcourse
Time of the penalty, 1:04. This is the last minute of play in the third quarter.
Oneonta is going to be a man down for the remaining minutes of this quarter, and Cortland has possession. They set up their man down team. Good defense there. All right, picked up by Oneonta. Pass. Okay. This is Puerta. Oneonta would love to get a man down goal. Shot. They do. Pisciato with a left-hand shot gives O-State a man down goal.
The goal, a short-handed goal scored by number 21, Anthony Pisciato, assisted by number 8, Matt Puerta. Time with the goal, 8 seconds remaining.
This face-off should end the third quarter. And it does. goal in there right at the final. It's
The score at the end of 3 quarters is Cortland 13, Oneonta 5.
Vince Schettino will open up the final quarter of play, facing out. Oneonta down 13-5. Cortland ball. So Cortland in their offensive end for the first time this quarter with a 13-5 lead. Defense there is Matt Blasey. Good. There is a flag down in a play. Oh, that pass down, and we'll see what the penalty is.
Minute personal for slashing at 13:40.
Man up. Oh, nice defense there. This is the man up situation for Oneonta here in the fourth quarter. Hard shot over the cage, out of bounds. Keith Adler trying to pick up that ball where he's double teamed, and it's picked up by Cortland again. Saved by Mike Lauer. Oh, Mike looks like he might have got hurt. Oh, what a great save by Lauer. And the Cortland fans are cheering. Jeez. Mike looks to be okay. He's up. And last year when these two teams got together for the NCAA championship bid, Mike was also injured, but he looks to be okay. Mike's gonna stay in there. He's a gamer. He's had a good game. Okay, Luke Rabideau passes off to Keith Adler, and Oneonta trying to get a clear here. Another pass goes down. Boy, they've had a tough time clearing today. Pass way out on top. Got about 12 minutes to play in the game.